right? So let's talk about how we can sort of defend berimbolos and how we can pummel our legs to counter our partner when they're doing berimbolos. There's a couple ways that I really like to do this. So let's say I got Owen here. He's going to do a berimbolo on me. One of the first ones I look for is to catch the leg that's going to be coming across my body. A huge mistake that people will make when they're learning berimbolos is this foot will not be connected to the partner's body. And sometimes it floats over the top, so they go upside down, and it's just up in the air. So if this leg ever goes behind me, now I'm actually in a position where I'm kind of in a leg drag, or I have him in a leg drag. He wants to keep this leg here so he can start to lever me through. Okay, so what I'm going to look to do is intercept that leg and swim my arm around so that I can get onto the other side. We're going to end up in a leg drag position. So look, he's here. I catch and I swim my hand inside. So now when he tries to berimbolo me, I've pummeled my arm inside and I bring myself to this kind of a position. So I'm in between my legs. When he tries to take, in between his legs, when he tries to take my back here, he doesn't have a strong wedge that controls my hip. Usually what I try and do is sit up and I have it's hard to see, but I'm going to grab his hip on this side and I'm going to create an X here. And now what I can do is grab his other hip and pull myself through. So he's trying to roll through. Now I can extend and come up. Seems very fancy, but it's actually quite doable if you can control that leg as your partner's attacking you. Again, we're here. Triangle. I like this option a lot, especially if your partner's trying to use a lot of speed. A lot of the time, they'll keep trying to hunt the berimbolo, but if you've out pummeled them, it's not really there for you, right? Really, what we want to do when we get in a berimbolo or a crab ride is try to end up under his legs like this, right? And when I pummel my arm in, I do put myself in this position, except it's kind of inverted. He's upside down, and I'm kind of chilling in between his legs. So look at it again. Here, and I like to put my elbow on the floor and stay in base. Then I push off my foot and bring myself into an X position. So I'm going to hop over the top. We end up here. Now I'm basically in a crab ride, right? I'm behind him. I invert, then I extend my legs, and I aim to get this grip and pull myself on top. And again, anytime I'm in a leg drag, there's also a crab ride. So let's say I tried to come on top, he pushed me away and roll underneath, and I can keep my attack chains going. Okay, so that's a really great option to just swim your arm over the top. There's other things too. Like let's say, can you do the berimbolo where you just throw your leg across the body? The standard berimbolo. So also what we can do, sometimes I'll grab the hip. Okay, I think general defense for berimbolos, we can put our hands on the floor and try and disengage from our partner. Okay, a good berimbolo player will be able to deal with this because this is a common reaction. We'll talk about that at a later time. But what I really want to, another option is grab the hip and try and hip out and bring my knee in behind his knee as a wedge. And if I do that, I'll have it successfully exposed his back. So if I can get to this position, then I can extend him and look how his back becomes exposed. So again, that's, as we talked in the previous video, that's one of the dangers of laying the leg all the way across the body, right? Let's just do that again, from this angle. And again, you have to be quick, right? If you see your partner starting to go to this angle, trying to tuck his head in, and your knee is still facing up, then there's a good chance he's going for the berimbolo, right? So you have to act quick, because if he knocks you down and starts levering you through, you're a little bit behind. I'm trying to pummel my leg in here. Now I can extend, and again, we're behind him, we're chasing his back. Okay, I've also used this before. Can you just like the standard berimbolo? So if he goes upside down here, sometimes I'll pummel my knee into this position. Okay, which it doesn't look like much, but now he tries to take my back, go ahead, like lever me through. So now I've got my foot. It might be hard to see for the camera, but I've got the foot sort of shelving on his hip. So when he tries to take my back from here, I've kind of denied back exposure because of this left foot position. Here, let's just move this way, make sure that the camera's picking it up. So my foot has pummeled on top of his lat here. All right, and I've used this in no-gi, I've used this in gi. This is actually very, very useful. Now when he tries to take my back, it's hard for him to start. Can you build up and take my back? Yeah, if this foot's not here, now there's back exposure, right? So a lot of the time I'll just pummel this foot inside. And actually in a no-gi situation, this is great. If I see this, what I like to do from here is I like to bring my knee through like this, and now I can back step into the saddle. So I just use my foot. He's trying to get to this type of a position. I pummel my foot inside, which is very easily done. Now from here, I can push off that foot, get my knee through, and then enter the saddle, right? Let's just go there again, take a look. So I just pummel my foot on top of his leg. So we're going here, shit, I'm getting boloed. Tries to take me through, and I have that foot on top of his thigh, right? And he's trying to come up. I can kind of keep him down from here. I can enter reverse ashi. I could start punching underhooks and hitting him in the half guard. Okay, from this angle just one more time. So a lot of it is just pummeling, again, a lot of it is just pummeling your legs back inside. And for God's sake, whatever you do when you're getting Berimbolo, don't try and toe hold the guy, because that's just not going to work. Let's just show that once. Let's say I see his foot there and I go for a toe hold. This is like one of the first day one no-nos in countering Berimbolos. If I attack this foot, the foot is moving, and I just end up getting my back taken. So it's better, I think, to control that leg that's coming over the top and either pummel a leg inside, or swim your arm inside and put yourself into a good leg drag position.